I think as a special Christmas treat for you guys, I'm going to proceed to do my warm-up for doing something this long, because this one's going to be an hour and 46 minutes, around about that. So I'm going to take a drink here and do my usual, say I'm not ready, do my usual warm-up. Usually I'm not ready at the start anyway, but this helps. So, yeah, you can sit back and enjoy this, Eggman. Hang on. Ugh. Alright, I'm good. Hello everyone and welcome. That took a minute. Alright, hello everyone and welcome to the ASF Behind the Scenes, another look. And this time we'll be covering the Draft Lottery for Smashdown and Raw. So this will be the... what the hell was that? I don't know. You should be the one saying that. Silence. But no, this is, yeah, okay. This will be our first big event that we don't cover technically, but this event was so important and was so relevant to everything we did that it obviously needed to be addressed, and it's a good thing to do Christmas, because from this point everything changes. Maybe a few things still linger from previously, but now really everything changes in terms of outlook for characters and development and pushes and storylines and everything. From a whole standpoint. Not from maybe specific standpoints, but from a whole standpoint. That's confusing in itself. Okay, so yeah, let's push on. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons here. Let's get things going. So, Eggman, the draft. And this is trailing on from... We've had a little bit of a break. But, oh, hang on. I can hear headphones. What are the headphones doing in there? Get out. That's more like it. That was weird. I just heard a noise somewhere. I wonder if the camera picked that up while it lasted. The headphones weren't on last time. What the fuck? Did I turn my headphones on accidentally? I must have. I don't know. And plugged into the TV. Anyway, enough about that. So, yeah. Never fair, because I have the list of matches, even though we didn't actually advertise them at all on this show, because we wanted that factor of who's going to represent who in which match, and we could make some really amazing matches, because this is one of those rare nights and occasions that the show grants me to make some kick-ass, surprising, original matches that you haven't seen yet. So, and there was 10 matches in total, so we just went completely nuts and went, wee, and let's have fun. This was a really fun event to do, really fun. I mean, like, wow, I haven't had so much fun before. If you say the word fun again, I'm going to hit you. Funky. Yeah, warming up my fist for nothing. So there we go, we laid out all the rules. Last two matches gets the 2 draft picks instead of 1. So which made them more important and made them, because I was thinking, how the fuck are we gonna, because I want to have a load of one-on-one matches, even though that sounds pretty boring, because of what I said at King of the Ring. But this was the fun was there in that you didn't know who was going to face, and also you didn't know who was going to jump over to which show. And so that was the excitement, that was all the excitement we needed. So I didn't need additional stuff. And I wanted this to be a fairly basic but fun night all in all. We had some gimmicks here and there. I think that was a hardcore match and stuff. And there were some really interesting matches, and it just worked like that. And I said, that's all we need. And you agreed. Don't deny it. Yeah, I agreed. Because all the fun really here was focusing on the brands, not the matches specifically. Obviously we wanted to focus on the matches, but we were just having fun when it came to the matches, or at least you were having fun when it came to the matches, because I've got no involvement in them, so I'll just zip it. Yeah, so we just went completely ape. Voila. So this is our opening contest, rather interesting one between Tikan and Sonya, or Sonya, without the A. A bit of action for Sonya, because she hadn't seen much, so we wanted to use her a bit more, and we haven't used her much since. Well, we used her on some occasions, but she's starting to get less and less and less, so I'm going to try and involve her more when the ASF comes back in April on the 2nd, yeah. You said that earlier today. Yeah, but I didn't say it earlier on Christmas Day, did I? If I am going to broadcast this on it. I think I might. Because Monday I just want to do stuff and kick back and enjoy my free days while I have them. You know? Yeah, you don't have many before Christmas, so whatever. Yeah, anyway, so this was to... So we had some really amazing matches here. Homer versus Metal Knuckles. Bomberman versus Tails. Which could be possible now on the show. I think we might have done it since. Eggman versus Luigi. Wario versus Mandy. I think that was the hardcore match. Grim versus Knuckles. Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Oh God, Spider-Man. Oh God. He's gonna take on Lisa. That's how much we thought of him, not disregarding Lisa's character or anything. And Astaroth versus Metal Sonic and Chaos versus Mario. So yeah, we've had some quite good matches that could be now possible in some respects. So we've probably done them since, but this was the point where, you know, everything was flying, and I'm still recording, good, because I'm just looking at the matches, obviously, on the list, which is a completely different screen. I'm glad it's getting it all down. Me too. I've had a long enough day. Ugh. It's a Sunday. No, it's not. It's either a Monday or a Thursday. Hell, you don't even freaking know. So that's the end of this commentary. Thanks for watching. No, I'm just kidding. So the drafters were Samus, Link, Nightmare, Bart, Bomberman, and Wario to go to Smashdown, and then Cream, Amy, Eggman, Mandy, Sonic, and Mario came to Raw. Almost turning into me there. But this was the Star contributed heavily to this event. I know I haven't mentioned her name very often, but this is when she was involved with us, and she was very, very involved. You know how much she was involved? She was involved in the majority of the drafts. You put her in charge of that? Because you didn't tell me. No, I don't tell you a lot of things, but that was probably one of them. That was just a conversation we probably had on Skype one night. I was like, the draft's coming up. Do you want to pick? I already have some picks if you'd like to take a look at them. And then, because she's a bigger Sonic fan than I am, I think. So, if you notice the pattern here, we're trying to convert most of the Sonic characters over to Raw. And put the non-Sonic characters over to Smashdown, because look at the list for going to Raw. Sonic characters: Cream, Amy, Eggman. Mandy is not one, but hey, that's a one-off. Sonic, and Mario is another one-off. But that's out of the 6 people, there's only 2 that aren't Sonic characters. Compared to the Smashdown one, we had Samus, not a Sonic character, Link, not a Sonic character, Nightmare, not a Sonic character, Bart, not a Sonic character, Bomberman, definitely not a Sonic character, and Wario is definitely not a Sonic character either. No Sonic characters. So there was the theme going on there. Because there was already a lot of Sonic characters already on Raw. We had Shadow, and we had Knuckles, and we had... who else did we have? Chaos, and Metal Sonic, and Metal Knuckles. So, yeah. And I didn't mind that because it kind of separated the two, and I thought that would actually be good, because if you liked Sonic characters, you would watch Raw, and if you liked non-Sonic characters and you wanted to watch everyone else, you'd watch Smashdown. And so I thought, well, that'd be great. And then I saw the drawback afterwards, because all the stars that we had built up on Smashdown were now going to Raw, and most of the people going over to Smashdown had not been built up. Samus, bad match with Cal. Link lost the Intercontinental Championship. Nightmare was just being a heel at the time. Here's Sonya with a victory, getting Samus to Smashdown, speaking of that. Bart was our main eventer, because he would just come off the World Championship Iron Man match from Summer Strike. So he was the main eventer going over, so we were cool with that. Bomberman going over and Wario going over. Bomberman, not doing much. Wario, hardcore champion, so that's kind of a good thing. But out of I only had 2 good people going over to Smashdown. And for the people going over to Raw, I had Cream, women's champion. Amy wasn't doing much, so again, she had to be built up. We had, then there was you, Eggman, and you weren't really a big part of the show, but you were big enough, because, you were doing commentary, and you're now associated with Mandy, so you were a big-time player going over at the time as well. Thank you for that. I get some praise. Well, your character, not you, yourself, yeah, nincompoop. Yeah, I know, I'm just trying to be him. Whoops, there's the end of that video. And here comes the second match of the night, which is Homer versus Metal Knuckles. Interesting concept. 2 big monsters going at it. And we had Mandy going over, who was a big player, obviously, because we wanted to become that, and the rivalry with Knuckles needed to continue. So she was default, almost. Because, like I said before, it seemed stupid having a rivalry with Knuckles on 2 different shows. It was just stupid, so move Mandy over. And then Sonic and Mario just came off of an awesome match at Summer Strike, so 2 big names. So we had lots of little names going over to Smashdown, and I was pretty much left on Smashdown with virtually nothing. In terms of the main event scene, we had Astroth and we had Bart. And that was it. Maybe Tails and Manic, because they were involved in big matches, but not that big as such. They weren't, mainstream big-time stories, whereas for main eventers on the other show, we could quite easily have you, Eggman, doing something with Mandy. We can quite easily have Sonic, and we can quite easily have Mario, and we already have Metal Sonic, Metal Knuckles, Shadow, who was the champion at the time. There was just much more main event material and people who we had established in the show compared to going over Smashdown. So I had a real test on trying to. I am so glad that Unforgiven, which is the event after this, is a Raw event. Because then we can just go, right, that's easy to make, and then I can really start to prepare for No Mercy. And I'm glad it turned out the way it did, because we needed good stuff to come out of the roster that I had. And the match card wasn't actually that amazing looking for No Mercy, but it really turned out very well. And I'm glad it did the way it did, but I'll talk more about that when we come to No Mercy in maybe about a week's time. Because we'll be doing Unforgiven next weekend. and then No Mercy will be on New Year's Day, but we're going to do that just before that. I think we arranged to do it on a Wednesday, didn't we? So, yeah, because we'll be completely shot out of our heads on New Year's Day from celebrating the previous night. So we won't be in a frame of mind to do No Mercy, I don't think. That's my sentiment exactly, and that's what we're doing it on Wednesday, so, nah. Right, okay. So yeah, so it was a really hard time, and well, you'll learn more about that. Like I said, everything changes. I needed to push new people on SmackDown and get them into some big match atmosphere kind of way, which is probably why we had the gimmick match with Tails and Manic. But like I said, I will talk more about that when the time comes. But let's focus on the Raw side for now, because that's more closer coming up. In terms of whatever. So we were going to have Mandy versus Knuckles. We knew that rivalry was going to exist straight off the bat. Or at least we were going to finish it off, which we did. And because we had a little twist in the tail, because and I'm glad we did, because Mandy and Knuckles had now had enough matches. They'd had 3 matches prior to this, which is probably why I wanted something different for Knuckles on Summer Strike, and we just put him in that hardcore match, you know. And Mandy wasn't even on the show. We just said put her in the dark for a minute, you know, and then she could make her presence. She can make a comeback on Raw, by having her presence felt and everything, in a whole new show with a whole new outlook. And what was I talking about? Trailing off. Me and my short-term memory. It's wonderful. But you were talking about established storylines. Yeah, I was, yeah. Thank you. Well, pretty much I was. So, yeah, we had Knuckles and Mandy in place. I didn't know what else we were going to do. Because like I said, I didn't know what was going to happen until the event actually happened. Or pretty much while I was making it. So I was too busy focusing on making the event, rather than making what do we do after this. It was probably a given that we were going to have Chaos versus Metal Sonic at this time, which is what we said, because I hated that disqualification ending for Summer Strike. that was really stupid. So I said, right, let's have a storyline where it says he didn't technically beat me, so let's go at it again, and then he can stop rivaling with Metal Knuckles and such. And then, so we needed obviously Shadow to main event something. He needed a new opponent. He'd finished with Bart, because Bart was to verify, you know, we could say Bart is definitely going over. I think that might have been my decision more so than Star's, obviously, because she was picking most of the Raw people, but I was saying I will try and get you with most of the Sonic characters and try to move all the others, because that's what I wanted and that's what seemed like a good idea. Like I said, separate the characters, have mostly Sonic characters here and have not mostly Sonic characters on that show, and then the people can watch what they want, instead of having Sonic characters forced down their throat, so to speak. Even though Raw was the main brand of the show. You know, it wasn't. We were trying not to make it any huger than SmackDown. We were trying to make them even plate, and we still are. Even though I'm going to have 5 matches for Raw and still 4 for SmackDown. But hey, quality over quantity is what I say. So Raw is the weaker brand, is it? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, you know, just because SmackDown still has 4 matches is still not a reason to make it bad. No way. I might even move SmackDown to 5 matches. Who knows? We push the envelope out. Fuck it. I don't know what we're going to do for the comeback. Obviously, I have things planned out for the comeback, but you know, we're just following off from where we left off from last time, from ending the show at the Mascot Rumble. And that's what we'll be doing. Just acting like it's supposed to be acted out like in chronological order. So I've already got stuff planned, but I can probably find another thing to put on SmackDown in terms of matches and stuff. So no loss. Who knows? But yeah, trying to make the matches, especially seeing as I had a lot of, as I said, bad or not so pushed characters or established characters on the SmackDown. I needed to make it just as good, if not better, if anything, because everyone had already, most of the main eventers were going to be on Raw, and so it was like, yay. And most of the people going over to SmackDown were like, meh. That's why I had the last match have a victory for Raw, for SmackDown going to Raw, because it's a bigger shock than Bomberman and Wario to have Sonic and Mario go over on the show, onto Raw. So yeah. And we did say all the matches here were random drawing, but it really wasn't, obviously, in reality. We planned all these matches and who was relevant. I believe Tails is going to win this match to get another draft pick for a SmackDown. And they're going to be acquiring Link. I tried to make some of the matches and their victories kind of in an ironic sense, and who they were going to get in the draft. Hence why when you lost to Luigi Eggman, lo and behold, you get drafted over to Raw. Or your character does. I just stopped referring to you as the same person. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. No one trying to act like him, so whatever. And then Grim lost to Knuckles, and so Mandy comes over during that. So Grim has lost Mandy, because this is when they were still pretty much together. Although they weren't, because now Mandy had aligned herself with you, and Grim and Billy had gone off together to be a tag team or whatever. So I'm glad that wasn't broken up at all. And we lost Mandy because Mandy didn't fit Billy, like we said, because Billy and now Grim kind of fit the comedy role. Grim less so, because of course he's hardcore champion right now. So he's looking a bit more tougher than. So yeah, he's looking a bit more tougher than he should do. What other irony did we have? I was trying to... I guess Sonic losing the Shadow and then losing Amy to Raw was kind of funny. Only for Raw to end up with Sonic at the end. So that was kind of funny. For me, anyway. Metal Knuckles wins and gets cream. That's actually there's actually a story behind that one, believe it or not. Because if you're into your ASF history and you like learning about what the show used to be like before it came to YouTube, Cream and Metal Knuckles actually made quite a successful little tag team, and they won the tag team titles at least twice. I don't know why. I guess that was just a funky moment. I guess I can have a little history lesson here. It was a Mascot Mania that they formed, ironically enough. It was when Bart and Shadow were being a tag team. How ironic is that in itself? And then they were being like the bullies of the show. Because remember, we had a lot more people, so it was like the Shadow and Bart were totally different characters compared to what they are here. So they were being like the bullies of the if that's a word you can use, to the rest of the lesser characters, shall we say, A.K.I. Cream. And then they had a match at Mascot Mania, and it was going to be a handicap match, but then we were going to have Cream have a mystery opponent who was willing to defend her, and seeing as Metal Knuckles was a babyface at the time, we had him come out to make the surprising opening, to make the surprising tag team partner, and then ever since they became a tag team. They became victorious. Metal Knuckles, Cream got the victory over Bart, I believe. If my memory serves me correctly, it should do, because it was a long time ago, and my long-term memory is better than my short-term. that's for sure. So, yeah, Metal Knuckles and Cream became a tag team. Very good one, very successful. Cream had the high flying and the speed, and Metal Knuckles had the brawn and the power and everything. So it's a good combo, and I enjoyed them two as a tag team, because it was like, if you pick on me, you're gonna get this guy behind me, this big red monster machine. That was a bit of fun for retro ASF for me. So there you go. History lesson. Ta-da! So that's why I had Metal Knuckles acquire Cream. I thought that'd be really funny. Bit of memories coming back there for that one. Says Link being drafted over after Bomb-Man loses to Tails. How funny is that? In terms of, that's ironic in a now kind of sense. I never pictured Link and Tails to have a rivalry. Lo and behold, they've had one of the best ones. So yeah, Tails, you got your rivalry jumping over. So that's a kind of ironic in a future sense that I didn't see coming. There you go. What other ironic victories? Any other ironic victories? Knuckles wins and gets Mandy. I think I've already mentioned that one. Yeah, Knuckles. No, not only does Grim lose to Knuckles, I think that's why I had that match originally. Grim lost to Knuckles. Grim loses Mandy and says adios to her, and Knuckles gets Mandy instead. God, I'm evil. So we were definitely having fun with this show when it came to, how corny and ironic can I make all of this. So there you go. And here comes Sonic to come out. Any minute now. There he goes. Irony. Mario gets over Bomberman and Wario. Wario more ironic, I guess, in a sense. Lisa gets over Bart with Smashdown. Mandy gets over Nightmare. I don't know if that's ironic or not, or just spooky, in a spooky irony sense. But yeah, I think that's all the ironies we've sorted out. You've sorted out. I've just been sitting there relaxing and cooling and sitting back. You do that. It's Christmas, maybe. Why don't you just say it and post it on Christmas and just shut up about it, so that we can actually say, "Hey, it's Christmas, everyone! Happy Christmas!" Wa la la. Oh, this was a botch right here. Actually, no, I'm watching it and not looking at the other screen with all the statistics on it. I'm glad I turned to the screen there, because that's a botch right there. See it? Well, it's gone and passed, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah. But I forgot to put. Whoop! I'm burping now from the drink earlier, from the warm up. I forgot to put Shadow's entrance in. Whoops! Because his entrance needed changing, obviously, because now he's the world champ. So it needed changing. And seeing as he was having a match, I didn't actually get it ready enough. Or I'd forgotten to record the new entrance. So I didn't put the new entrance in because I didn't have it. I'd changed the little nameplate thing when it comes up on the screen, but I forgot to record the entrance and put it in. So that's why Shadow suddenly appears, and I love our excuses for when we were doing this. You can take it from here. I think we were saying something like, I think I said a joke or something like, Shadow's got to the ring quicker than Sonic. Not that that's a hard thing or something like that. And so he's the champion of getting to the ring, and he just likes to get in there and do it. So yeah, this was a fun match, a sign of things to come. I think I might have made this match for the simple premise that, Shadow needed a main event person because he was, and Sonic was the best person to pick from the other show. So we did this. So that's why, and they've had a rivalry ever since, which is kind of nice. So yeah, a sign of things to come here. So it's a nice that, even though I wasn't thinking about it, I had established some things already. with the characters coming over to the show. So yeah, but we were. I think my joke was, he used chaos control. There was a flash of white light, and he just came, and that sounds wrong. A flash of white light, and he came. Let's not think about it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's not. Oh dear. I thought we'd done the perverted commentary at Judgment Day. I thought it was over then. It's only how your mind's thinking, and probably everyone else's now. Yeah. Let's get the stank out and start talking about something else. So yeah, that's what we were joking about. I didn't realise I didn't put the entrance in, so there you go. I done goofed. There's Sonic doing an RKO. He doesn't do that anymore. I've changed that momentum shifting move. Because I thought it quite funny, Tails doing a rock bottom, which is Sonic's finishing move for a momentum shift, like they're copying each other, which is kind of cute because they consider themselves in character as brothers. So, have each other's finishing move as a momentum shift. Like if desperation calls, they use each other's finishing maneuvers. So I thought that was kind of cool, and kind of linked the two when the two needed to be linked, so to speak. But now they don't, so they don't have those anymore. I think Tails just has the RKO out of nowhere, and Sonic has the rock bottom. So yeah, this is when Shadow had an emerald. Did he ever have Summer Strike? I can't remember. If he did, I didn't notice it. But for some reason I can notice it now that you've mentioned it in his hand. The little green thing. I forget what the little green thing actually is. I think on the description for stuff you can put on people, on their bodies, I think it's referred to as, I think it's actually a rabbit's tail, which I'm using for cream. So he's just got a rabbit's tail in his hand. Which is being used as an emerald, because it looks kind of emeraldy, especially if you make it green. So... Yep. So yeah, and because I couldn't have it any other colour, that would be stupid. If I made it blue, that would look stupid. If I made it red, that would look stupid. They come in different colours, Eggman, trust me, you should know. You keep on chasing them all the time. What was that? He's talking in a foreign language to me. I never talk to him about video games. I just talk to him about the characters and their personas, if that's the closest thing we ever get, so that then you can make a fair judgment to how you're supposed to be reacting to each person or whatever. So, that's all I do. That's all that needs to be done. Kind of gives it that sense of naturalness, almost. If that's a term I can use, a correct term I can use. You can use any term you have, you want, and have too. That's what I was trying to say. When does he lose the emerald? I think it's when he does the comeback. So after he gets taken out and hospitalized and then murdered. That's a storyline worth mentioning. We'll talk about that, I suppose, is the murder storyline. Never have we done, like I said, I want to do stuff that's never been done before. Let's have it so there's an apparent death that Shadow has died. In a cruel sense of irony that he's got Chris Benoit's theme. And then he miraculously comes back. That's what I was waiting for on the WWE. Oh God, no. It's like, yeah, they're just doing this storyline so Vince can come back again after dying, and then suddenly Benoit comes back at WrestleMania or something, and everyone goes, "Whoa, he's not dead!" But I guess that's what I wanted, so that's what they did here. Just Shadow dying and then coming back. In the best way possible that we possibly could put on. Oh dear. Because to be honest, I didn't want Shadow at Survivor Series because it was automatic that he was going to be in the championship match. So I'm like, right, I don't want him to be in another championship match because I don't want him to turn into the guy that's always in a championship match. So, you know, he's been in them since Backlash, which is before we started doing this commentary, you know. So he's had too many. So I didn't want him in the championship match main event of the Survivor Series. So we needed a way to get rid of him, and I got rid of him in the best way possible, I think. Only for him to come back at Armageddon and be in a fight for an Intercontinental Championship. I thought that would be good, yeah. And then that's where he's stuck, and so that's made him avoid the main event scene, which is a plus on my end. I don't know if anyone else is enjoying that. But hey, I say he's elevating the status of the Intercontinental Championship right now with the motive of being putting on a good show as well as defending the title, you know, for the fans watching or whatever. So it's a good role for him now. I'm much more comfortable with him being out of the main event, but that's just me. So I'm really enjoying the Intercontinental title run he's having right now. But this is when he was world champion, and it doesn't really fit his persona. It's weird seeing Shadow be a world champion for me. Even though you never see a belt on him or anything, it's just weird him, you know, saying he's the world champion, he's representing the show and whatever. He's the face of the show and what we represent. There's Shadow doing the evil submission move. I guess that wasn't a comeback move because he was doing it now. I guess we just. I think I might have gave him it, actually, as a result of him being the world champion, because we didn't see him do it at Summer Strike. So it was like well, we did actually. He won a few. Did he win a few pinfalls with that move? I think he did. Oh well, we might have been pushing the envelope with him. You know, so if you wanted him to be a champion, make him be a tough one and make him have this evil figure four kind of submission maneuver. So yeah, you probably gave him it that then. I thought it was a comeback move myself, but it wasn't. Only the exploder suplex was a comeback move. Yeah, okay. Well, that's that established, now the way. So yeah, Shadow got that signature move. And he's going to acquire Amy. Hooray. So now he can go and bang her. Why did I say that? I feel ill all of a sudden. I'm just going to lay down on the arm of the chair here. It's nice. Get up. Okay, I'll get up. Oh. Pretend I didn't say that. Just pretend. She's in a storyline with Scourge and Sonic right now. Just pretend I didn't say that. She never got involved in any of Shadow's storylines, so no. Here comes your favourite character, Eggman. Oh, fuck off. So here's me trying to push the envelope out. I think you actually gave me a bit of room, didn't you? You sat back and just said, you know, put Mandy on a pedestal, make her really annoying. Because like you said, we hadn't had her at Summer Strike, so it was like, you know, she needs to make her presence felt again. So you go and do that, and I'll just sit back and enjoy the fireworks. Yeah, I did say that. Because you were doing most of the talking in this match. Here comes Wario's bizarre entrance of seeing that horrendous logo, even though it's better than the current one that they're using, right? Well, whatever, I don't give a shit about the logo, to be honest. You're just nitpicking now. I care about the product more than I do the logo. The logo can look like half an ass crack for all I care. I'd still watch it if it was good. You do still watch it even though it's bad. I watch it in the hopes that it'll be good. Just one day. I mean, there's certain good bits on the show, but we're not here to talk about that. Shut up. Call the match. you really want me to, I will. So yeah, we were going to make this seeing as Warriors the hardcore champion, and we're not going to see him for a little while after this. I didn't have that planned. We just kind of sank into obscurity after this. That we make this a hardcore match. It only makes sense. Have a bit of excitement in there, and we put Mandy in a rough and tough environment to add to the push that she's getting. This big, long, huge, humongous push that we need to give her in order to do anything we want with her, and even that didn't turn out quite well, as we know. I don't know how many people that angered. That's something people can write in the comments. We can say, write in the comments what were you feeling when Mandy won the world title on top of the YouTube title? What were your emotions? Did you think it was like, wow, he did it? Or were you really pissed off? Like, give me just your reactions. It'd be interesting to know what your mind was going through. If you can take yourself back to that moment, you can even watch the show again if you really want to, just to put yourself back in that frame of mind and say what was going through your head when they cashed in with the Money in the Bank that Mandy had at the time for the YouTube title, and then the world title on top of that. Just put yourself back in that position. What were you, the fans out there, thinking going through your head? Were you thinking wow, or were you thinking boo, or were you thinking, oh god, this is shit? Just whatever. I don't know what you were thinking. That's what I want to know. I love the feedback, even though I don't demand it all the time. But this time I'm demanding it, so give me feedback, or else. Or else what? Or else it's not coming back in April. Oh, that's too threatening. I think you're going to make a lot of people unhappy doing that. No, it's coming back in April regardless. Just ignore what I just said. No, there is not a not else. It's optional, but, you know. Be interesting to know what people... What they were thinking. I think we had a lot of comments on that particular part anyway, but you know, just not. I don't think everyone spoke their piece, because they even just turned off the show in disgust. They either turned off the show in disgust, or and didn't comment at all, or in some cases someone unsubscribed or said he would. I don't know if he did or not, because I wasn't keeping a record, particularly. Not that it affects me very much. He's probably come back and resubscribed now after that incident, because I fixed it rather quickly. But now it's like one thing I did. Like I said, I was trying to get people prepared for it. We had Lisa win the YouTube title beforehand against Tails. But that was a good moment to do, just in general, because you know, it was the freedom movement. Sorry, we're going to get a new member in Astroth, so that was a good time to put that over. You know, Astroth made a big impact for the freedom movement by giving Lisa the championship. So yeah, that was a good night. That was. I don't know about the Mandy one as much. That's why I want to know. I just want to know. I'm curious. So yeah, post it. Post it if you want. But I will just assume that it was a very bad thing, or there might be some of you out there that actually liked it and said, wow, this show is going to new places where few people fear to tread. Fear to think about even. Yeah. But we did it. I can say that. I'm still proud of it for some reason. We went there, we did it, and we said, fuck you, wrestling book. We really just threw the wrestling rule book out of the window into another country somewhere. We threw it into Egypt. And it's now somewhere in Tutankhamun's tomb, lying somewhere. That's what the rule book is for us when it comes to wrestling. That's far out, man. I'm gonna have another drink. Oh, there. So, did Mandy go over? Yeah, she probably did. No, I'm being stupid. Of course she did. She's the one who got Nightmare over to Smashdown. It's kind of weird that, you know, I kind of still wanted to do that thing where people were representing a show, and then suddenly they found themselves on that show that they were facing against. So, you know, this night was full of fun and irony. Yeah. Anything else? What else can we discuss? I want to think of more TNA themes, to be honest. I want to go back to that. Go back to thinking about TNA themes for people on the ASF. How about Mandy? Here we go again. Mandy, I don't know. She'd probably have one of the Knockouts themes, because there are a lot of good Knockout themes out there that I would want to give to the females, because some of the females on this show actually have male entrances, and I don't want female entrances for females that aren't necessarily you know, cute looking or whatever, or sexy looking or whatever. Rouge has a female theme. Amy has a female theme. Cream doesn't have a female theme, but that's because she's a heel right now. And even before that, she didn't even. So, but I don't know why I didn't. Oh well, never mind. I'm going against my own word, but you know, some people it works and some people it doesn't. Rouge's theme fits perfectly, or shall I say, Trish Stratus's theme works perfectly for Rouge, and Amy's new theme, which is Maria's theme. You know, look out, she'll tear your heart out. Do not sing. Mandy's theme definitely. Well, I needed something like was really dark and serious and eerie, and I just said, Viscera has kind of like that kind of theme, so let's give her that one. And it still kind of fits. And now she has Snitsky's theme, though, which is slightly modified, of course, because it has the Ensville, it has the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy intro in the beginning there. Which is kind of cool. I still like that. That's probably why I put it in. I was going to give Mandy a different opening completely and just not have the opening from the actual show in the start there, but we did. I stuck with it because I just like it. There's that presence that they're coming, you know. I always joke to you that if they were still a faction, Mandy, Grim and Billy, that we would have them come out in the style of the Wyatt family comes out. Because I have seen their entrance, because I watched their debut and stuff against Kane. So they would have that kind of entrance with that music and, you know, all the lights flowing through the crowd and everything. And then Grim would sit down. He would be holding the lantern. I don't know about the goat faces. I guess Billy already looks like a fucking idiot anyway, so we'd have that, and then Grim sits down on the rocking chair and the lights go on when he blows it out. That'd be kind of cool, you know. You can picture them all coming into the light on the Titanshon, and then Grim saying, "We're here." Yeah, we joked about that. Yeah, I can actually picture that happening. Considering what the characters look like, it would be kind of cool in that sense. And I guess because I do watch I did watch a little bit of that cartoon as well, because you said watch it because it's funny, because you seem to be a big fan of it. I am a big fan of it. I love the show, and I'm glad they had a video game, and I love the video game too. I love the video games. I think there's 2 video games. I've only got one of them, but it's a really good one that I've enjoyed for a blast. Not that I'm promoting anything, but hey. There we go. So you can really picture them doing that. Yeah, and also I picture like Billy's laugh as well, kind of like in an echoey sense when he blows the candle out. You know, he does the hee hee hee, and it's all echoey and stuff. Yeah, that'd be good. There we go. What could be, but will never be. If someone could make that on the new wrestling game and show me, that'd be great. Make a Grim core and a Mandy core and a Billy core, and have them come out to the Wyatt family entrance. Make sure Grim's in the middle holding the lantern in the rocking chair and shit. I want to see that. Because I can't make it. I don't have the game. So, even though I said last time I didn't have the game, but this time I definitely don't, because the new game looks shit. Because we actually had a look at it during our break, didn't we? We just looked at that, and God, it looks crap. And the roster looks really small, and just like compared to the last game, I'm happy enough with that one, you know. So yeah. So someone make that entrance. Just anyone within the sound of my voice. If you have the game, go and make the entrance. Preferably on the newer game. If you have it on the PS4 or the Xbox One or whatever. Not the previous generation consoles. Make that entrance. Make a Grimcore. It doesn't matter what they look like. I mean, try to make them look like what we make them on here on the show. That'd be good. Because these are good representations, or at least good enough. You can probably make them. Because I'd love to see that entrance. Just I'd love to. Be awesome. I'd like to see it too. If, you know, you got a double reason. We both want to see that. You know, and that's me being interested in a video game. Hey, come on, it's wrestling, right? According to the fans, but not according to Vince. But that's another story, which we won't go into. Yeah, it's sports entertainment. Really. We've been watching that podcast too much. So there's Nightmare going over to SmackDown, and that's when I said, right, he needs to be getting a push himself. He needs to stop being a monster heel, because otherwise I'm going to run out of big time players, and then he can have an awesome rivalry with Astroth. Lo and behold, he did. So that was great. So yeah. So everything worked out there. I'm glad we actually got there, because those two are on different shows. Like I said, we had a random drawing for the original time that we were splitting the brands up before the show even started, and then we had to work with what we got. You know, it was me and Star for working with Raw mostly, and sometimes you were involved, and it was me and you working for SmackDown, and it still was at this point. So yeah. There were a few other contributors, but yeah, it was mostly us three, and Star was doing all the Raw stuff more than I was, but I was still in there in case you needed any advice or whatever, but I was mostly, me and you were doing SmackDown at the time. As weird as that sounds, seeing as I became general manager of this show, and I became on this show, but I wasn't working on me and my character or whatever. I was just told, here, do this. So yeah, but I definitely needed the effort to be put in for SmackDown after this. Like I said, we needed some people elevated big time, and we needed to do it right, and we needed to do it correctly. So yeah, I'm gonna have another drink. Ah. So, is this an interesting match for peoples? Eggman versus Luigi. This is where the irony kicks in. the biggest irony of the night. Eggman loses and gets drafted over. And then I had to be like, no, I'm away from Mandy. So we gave Luigi a nice victory here, in fact, because this is when he was, I think this is back in the day still, when he was pretty much the jobber. Actually, we can talk about that. We had designated jobbers at the time. We didn't have your entrance there because, or did we have your entrance? Oh, I don't know. or I'm not looking. I'm not looking at the screen. I'm just rambling off, looking at a wall. He's literally doing that. No, I'm not. Shut up. I'm just too worried about talking about stuff. So yeah, we can talk about, because we had designated jobbers at the time. I think Sonya was a jobber at this time for Smashdown. We weren't having her do anything. She was just to put other females over. And then we also had Billy had become a jobber at this point. Luigi has been a jobber and has been a jobber for some time up to this point in time that we do the show. So this was a victory for him, which was a nice one to give. Because I was thinking, who was the worst person that Eggman could lose to only for have himself get drafted over? And it was obviously the local jobber for Raw. The Games Guru was also being a jobber, I think, at the time also. Because, like I said, I didn't really have anything to do, and now he's history on the memory cards post-Armageddon. That's when I got rid of him. His last match was Mario, which was a bonus match on Armageddon, is his last match with the show. So, yeah. So appreciate it if you're a Games Guru fan, and if you're not, then appreciate it anyway, because I want you to. Now you're just forcing people to do shit. No, they can do whatever the hell they want. But yeah, that was the Games Guru's last official match with us on the entire show. I made that match because Mario didn't have anything to do once again because he lost the world title. So I was like, let's just give the Games Guru one last push out and have Mario go over him, and it's all good. Mario's still present on the show. Because it's, like I said, really hard to write for the Nintendo characters, for Luigi, and which is probably why Luigi is a jobber right now, even though the fans are starting to like him, and we are pushing him into that spot of being a good character to have on the show now. Overcoming his brother and everything. But yeah, Mario and Wario's not that hard to write, and Peach is neither. We haven't got her debut yet. That debuts to come, which I'm very happy with, considering what the character is like nowadays. But you know, she's getting heel heat, which is something that's hard to do in a video game environment. So I'm glad that that character is able to perform that action as well as she does, as well as that character does. So that's always a good thing. When you know you're doing your job, and it's in a video game, you're doing a damn good job. So, because yeah, Peach and Wario is the rightful. Wario has like a voice, and he's more likely to talk. Because I can't make Mario talk and make it sound serious. I mean, Wario can be a comedic effort at the end of the day. And that's what he's fallen into. Originally, he was this tough guy. And then we started giving him a voice, and then he became. We started giving him more of a voice, I should say, and then he became more of a comedic, a audio comedic effort for the show, where Billy is more of a visual one. So yeah, that's kind of the persona he's fallen into. I don't know if anyone's upset with that, but hey, it kind of fits him more in a more sense than just being a tough nut with weapons. And here's the AI being absolutely great with Eggman going in and out the ring continuously. That did look a bit stupid. Yeah. Well, sometimes things in this game do. But there you go, what can you say? It was there. So was this a no disqualification match as well? I think it was, because I can see weapons out. Yeah, and you're getting weapons out. So yeah, we had more gimmicks here. Eggman and Mandy got special treatment here. Oh, we lay the red carpet out for us, why don't you? But yeah, it's really hard to write for Mario and Luigi on an overall basis. in terms of storylines and rivalries we can put them in, because they've got these happy voices that you can't make serious. So, because I would be more than willing to give Mario a voice, because I can do his voice, as weird as many people could believe. But mamma mia, it's a mia Mario. There we go. Jesus Christ, your face. Did I really pull off a ruined face doing that? Well, you definitely seem more happy. Yahoo! You definitely do like doing high-pitched stuff, that's you.
Yes, I do.
How the fuck do you manage that? I don't know. I just have to hang my nuts over my head. That's a visual for everyone. A visual I didn't need. So yeah, if I could give Mario a voice, I could. But could you take that voice seriously? Could you really take that voice seriously? The answer is frickin' no. I already know the answer, okay? You can't put Mario in a rivalry and saying he's gonna destroy someone at this particular event and sounds like he means it. Because it's just the two of a happy voice. It's a simple case of, hey, Sonic, I'm gonna beat your bum. At Unforgiven, and I'm gonna win the championship. Woohoo! That would be an example right there. There's some ad-libbing for you. There, I just did it. Yeah, don't go with it. No one wants you to do that because that's just stupid. We might do it at one time as a joke, just to put Mario in a comical situation. If that ever comes up, I don't think it will though, because we can. That's the only good thing we can do with Mario, is put him in a serious position and make him sound like he's all about it, and we don't need a voice for that. We can just say, look, Mario is owning people and being legendary and memorable. He's almost like the Hulk Hogan of the ASF. No matter what the fuck he does, people like him. So in that regard, we might get away with it at some point. I don't know. Just keep your ears peeled. Peeled all the way inwards, preferably. Not all the way out. No, definitely not, no. Well, everyone's getting a good Christmas treat. They're getting me doing a Mario voice and a very high-pitched voice. Oh, jeez. And having bad visuals and everything. Oh well, there we go. We're tired. This will be our third hour doing this now, so which is a plus, because that means we've only got about 40 minutes, give or take, for the rest of the show, so that's all good. So what other matches do we have coming up for Unforgiven that you could assist in? Here's me tapping out. That's even worse. I tapped out to a jobber. Ugh. Yeah, I forgot about that. I think but then again, Luigi was the submission expert, so what else is he going to do? He's going to win by submission, which he did. So there you go. So Eggman loses by submission to a jobber. Hey. And becomes the new jobber. No, I'm just kidding. I think we kept Luigi as a jobber after this, but I think it was trying to build suspense that, I think some people may have picked up that Luigi keeps on losing, so, oh great, Raw's going to get another draft. But that was not the case, and suddenly we've got someone from SmackDown going to Raw. And it happens to be Smegman, A.K.I. Eggman. So other rivalries going into Unforgiven. Well, we know Knuckles and Mandy, and we knew Shadow needed to fight someone or two people, and that's when Star suggested, why don't you have... she suggested that, just have the have a trail off match, make it Mario and Sonic 2, and but have Shadow in there defending the title just to make things more crazy. And I'm like, yeah, let's go for it. Here comes the oh, this is gonna be fun to watch. Lisa versus Spidey. Just call me Dr. Octopus. But I forget what other matches are up there. I should have a look. Hang on. I could see. Oh yeah, we had. Oh, never mind. No, I'll talk about that during Unforgiven. There we go. I'm pointing at that. Look, Eggman. No, this. Eh? Oh. We were going to have Cream versus Amy, moving them into a rivalry. Oh, and I guess we should talk about. We could possibly talk about now is A.K.I.'s debut. A.K.I.'s debut. Yeah, we can talk about that. He's a much better character than this fucking whatever this is. He's Bomberman. Spider-Man was a suggestion, and I was saying, yeah, Spider-Man's been in a video game, and I can easily make him because we got the Spider-Man textures on the game for the suit and everything. So yeah, make Spider-Man. Here is Spider-Man. Enjoy him. Someone said put Spider-Man on here, so I followed suit and just tried to work him into stuff that we were doing. I didn't want to make him a focal point of the show. Maybe he was another jobber. I don't know. He was someone we hated. Yeah. For some reason I didn't like him being on the show, but hey, I was doing what the fans wanted, making it their own, and. You know, but in some cases I didn't agree with having him on the show, period. So I'm like, this is the ultimate insult. We just had a jobber beat Eggman, and now we're going to have a female competitor who's usually in a tag team beat Spider-Man. So yeah, A.K.I.'s debut. A.K.I. debuted prior to Summer Strike, just before it, facing off in a TLC match against Bart. So, yeah. So we put him on a pedestal straight away, even though he's my own, if people haven't worked out already, he's my, I've created a character, obviously, in the Sonic universe. And, he became he was the original, he was supposed to be like the star, the girlfriend star kind of role. Girlfriend star, boyfriend, he's a guy. So we had him doing that role because it was like Saurus has the Saurus robot, so now Star needs someone to also do any announcements that she wants to do on a stage. So A.K.I. can always be with her or whatever, as a little bit of protection or whatever. And then we finally decided to give him a match on the roster because, you know, Star was getting sick of Bart being champion and whatever. And, you know, she didn't like, he was the face general manager and he was the heel champion. So it only made sense, really, that, you know, she was going to sick her boyfriend on him. So that's how A.K.I. came about to debut in a TLC match, no doubt. Like I said, we put him on a pedestal, but I never wanted A.K.I. to be a big focal point of the show, for the simple fact that he was filling that role. But eventually he just became, you know, he became his own character since Star left. And there's Elisa beating Spider-Man very easily. So yeah, go away, Spider-Man, we don't like him. We won't see him again, luckily. I don't think he appears anywhere else. Oh, good. Oh, yeah, he was a waste of space. Oh, there you go. proves how prepared I was. Look at those pictures, and we've only got... And Spider-Man has like a full picture on the screen, whereas the others are all carefully cut out to place, even though the Games Guru hasn't. But I didn't care about him. So that's more excuse that I didn't care. So yeah, here's Bart being drafted to SmackDown. Hooray! The ex-champion is going over to SmackDown. That was a breath of relief for everyone and for me, because I knew we were going to get a nice big player on for the show, for someone for Astros to face. So that was good. And Bart had the credentials almost in a way to take on Astroff at that point, because he had held the world title for so long, and and had all these amazing matches, and so he was almost worthy enough of facing Astroff anyway, regardless if Astroff had a championship or not. So that's what I felt anyway. So that was a sigh of relief. It's like, there's my main event for No Mercy already. I'm just going to build that, and as I build up everyone else to stick on against in the championship match or whatever. What was I doing? Aki, yeah. So Aki kind of fell into his own after that, and he was in contention for the World Championship at ASIF, and was in a fairly big match at Armageddon with you, or your character, I should say. It's not referring to you as the same person, because you're not. It's only a persona, yeah. But yeah, it's so Aki's, and the fans have taken him in. I think I don't think they particularly mind Aki being in the role that he's in now. So yeah, that's simply that. Did we have Aki versus Metal Knuckles at Unforgiven, because that was the match at Unforgiven, Aki against Metal Knuckles. I knew Metal Knuckles was on the event. I didn't know who against, but then that just racked my memory, and it was like Aki. But did we have did we have Star being attacked by Metal Knuckles because of whatever? Because of how he was being treated, which is how we formed the tag team of Sonic and Metal Knuckles, because of the way they were being treated, or because they were being, Sonic got all the attention all of a sudden, and then but he still came up short because of Shadow. So that's the reason why we had those two team up and be a temporary tag team on Raw. Like an alliance with each other, Metal Knuckles and Sonic, which was really good, I think, in terms of stuff, because it made those two seem more important than what they were at the time. Before Sonic became the comedic effort that he is now, he was more legit and definitely more of a threat with the Metal Knuckles at his side, than being that jokey kind of character that wanted it all. Not that I'm disappointed about what it turned out to afterwards, but I'm kind of happy that he's fallen. That's the fans doing that, actually, because it never really occurred to me. Yeah, Sonic is acting pretty stupid, and it's becoming more funny than anything else. So that's how we're going to sell this. So we're going to sell this as being more funny, and off to the races we went. When it came to Sonic doing the promos and everything, with the new voice actor and whatever, we just went all hilarious, making him sound like a real dumbass, And I kind of like that, because I don't like the Sonic character at all, and that's kind of suiting for him, acting really stupid and thick and saying, I want this and I want that and I deserve this and I deserve that, and I am this and I am that. I am a wrestling god. It's kind of that kind of same thing, really. Sonic is JBL. That's interesting. There you go. Sonic is not The Rock, everyone. Sonic is JBL. There you go. Just a more comical version of JBL, I suppose. No, he's the current JBL, if anything. Look, he's being a goof, Michael. That's the first time I've heard you using a kind of that kind of accent in that voice. I'm amazed how you're able to do that. I'm a man of many talents. But I'm saying the word many. What am I gonna say? You messed that up a little bit. Yeah. What were we talking about? I've forgotten. Well, you're a big help. So yeah, carry on from A.K.I, I think. Oh yeah, Sonic and Metal Knuckles. No, I kind of enjoyed those two being together. They were really, they worked well together for some reason. I don't know why, but it's kind of because where they fell into the same kind of gap in storyline. So yeah, that was all that issue. So now you know, or whatever. As we say, people, we don't rehearse this shit. We're here to say whatever comes to mind about what we were doing when it comes to the making of the show. We haven't planned anything out. It's just because that way it comes out naturally, and that's the best way it comes out. It certainly does. So it's going to be Knuckles going over on Grimm right here. Because Grimm, we didn't. The best thing that happened to Grimm was that rivalry that he went into on No Mercy, I think. I want to talk about that more on the actual show. But, you know, it was like, Grimm needs a new leash on life because we haven't done hardly anything because it was more Billy and Mandy at the time. So we needed Grimm to do something and we needed him to do something really good. And it grew from there into that kind of storyline. And someone in particular helped me out with it, which was awesome. And it wasn't you, so shut up. No, I don't take any credit for Grimm's storyline whatsoever. That's someone else's. And I don't take any credit for it either. I wanted Grimm to do something, but and I put something in place, but then someone else made it better. Someone else did. Yeah. There you go, Mandy has been drafted to Raw, and that picture I wanted to use on the on-off occasion because it's funny, because Mandy in her land, she's never supposed to smile. So it's kind of funny having that picture there. And the eyes look weird too, and a bit googly. So yeah, I put that picture in for the simple purposes of being funny. Even though I didn't want to be. Mandy was supposed to be more of a threat. I don't use that picture anymore. I use that evil look that she does, which makes more sense in terms of her character anyway. But back then I was like, yeah, let's give her the picture with the smirk, the smirky picture. Even though she never hardly does that, you never see her mouth in an upwards, kind of smiley kind of position. It's always in a frown. So yeah. Because the fabric of the universe breaks apart if she does. Well, the day is carrying on here, and this is a match between, what is this match? Can't see it now. Mario, where are you? Oh, here we are, Chaos. Oh, we're near the end then. This is going to be, so this is match 9 of 10. That makes sense, because we are nearing the end. So this was for 2 draft picks, because like I said at the beginning, how the fuck are we going to have, because we didn't just watch, I didn't just want 5 people jumping over to each show, I wanted more than that. So I said, well, why don't we make the last 2 matches have 2 draft picks, and we can have 2 for SmackDown and 2 for Raw, just to make it a little bit more bigger, and we can have big time players in there. Like we got Chaos in here being the heel, and Mario being the face character for Smashdown at this point in time, anyway, until the end of the show. And we can give Mario a nice little victory here, something else for him to do. I'm interested to see if it really did start the unpinnable gimmick at Summer Strike, because if Mario wins during a pinfall here, then we haven't. If you see Chaos having a pinfall at any time between now, if we see him and have it, and if we don't see him have a pinfall loss here, and we see one at Unforgiven, we'll know it hasn't started yet, and we'll know it starts after that pretty much, because he didn't suffer from one at Survivor Series, is what I know. But I really do think Summer Strike is the time that we started putting the unpinnable gimmick on him. So we will see. Time will tell, because it doesn't tell me how Mario wins here. It just tells me he wins. So I don't know if that was the plan. Because usually when I write things out, it's a case of I put the match down and then in brackets I'll put next to it, this person wins by this, by doing this. But I didn't put anything for this. Specifically if it's a specific instruction. Like this person has to win by submission strictly, or if it's a tag team match, then this person has to pin this person or make this person submit out of that tag team. So I sometimes have specific instructions for, just so I remember what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Just to make sure I do it at the end of the day, and so everything makes sense. With all the predetermined endings. Notes, man, they're very handy. So we're just sitting here in suspense waiting for Mario to get a pinfall, are we? We could well be doing that, I don't know. But Mario's looking very strong here. Oh, hang on, there's a cover. No, Chaos kicked out. Oh, there's the end of that one. Cracky. Time is suddenly flying. I think we've only got about 25 minutes left of this event. I guess this would actually be a good time while we're waiting for Chaos to either lose by a pinfall or by another means, because we know he's going to do it. To once again plug the One Night Only event, which is coming up in January on the 25th. Voting closes at the start of next year, so pretty much when we do No Mercy, which is not that far away, when we cover No Mercy, and behind the scenes the voting will be closed. So get your votes in. I will provide a link in the description. Sometimes I keep messing it up, but I will do my best to try and remember to put a link in the description. And if I don't, I think you can check out it on my channel anyway, in the About section, on the tabs at the top. You can find the website there, and you can navigate your way to the One Night Only 3 event and know what you can vote for and everything, because get your votes in. Have your say. What kind of event do you want for the next One Night Only show? For April 20, I'm saying that too often. For January 25th. Because voting closes pretty soon, especially if we are going to release this on Christmas. You have 1 week to vote left. So yes, I will provide a link in the description. Check it out. Have your say, get your vote in. Who knows, you might get the event you want. You never know. Then the more votes you put in, the more chances you will get of one that you want as well. So get those votes coming in. Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to doing that. That'll be our first ASF event of next year. I don't know if we'll still be doing these. Have you calculated if we'll still be doing the makings of? We might still be. Let's see. New Year's will be No Mercy, and then After the first week of the next new year, we would have done Survivor Series and Armageddon, and then we'd only have 2 more events after that, which would be or 3. So probably the ASF making of behind the scenes kind of shows will be over by the time that we do put out the one night only event. So yeah, it's all coming up ASF, and then we'll have a big gap after that, and then Raw, and then we'll be starting back up on April 2nd. So lots of stuff to look forward to come up, but be a part of it, and get voting for the one night only show, the next one, for January 25th. Because voting closes in a week's time, if we're uploading this on Christmas. I've only got 1 more week to vote, because then of course I've got to make it. And I want to have a good enough amount of time to make it, so I can put on the best show for you guys out there that are, watching and are still a fan, which I'm very grateful for in some ways, shape or form. Oh, there was almost a cover there. Yeah, there was. We almost got one there. That was an instant cover as well. Mario did the leg drop and went for the pin. Not the case. So yeah, maybe this is the time that Chaos becomes the unpinnable one. We should really listen to the commentary at this time, because this is when we were out of our cold conditions. Even though this wasn't broadcast much after, but we recovered from having little colds and affecting our performance there on the commentary. There's a few clotheslines from hell from Chaos. He doesn't have that finishing move anymore. So the commentary was getting a lot better at this stage, especially for this event. I think a few people I can remember making comments saying, the commentary is much better than the one at Summer Strike, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. But yeah, so Chaos doesn't have the clothesline from hell anymore. He has the vertebreaker move, but he still has the sit down powerbomb pin, which we're dubbing the Chaos Control Bomb. Which, if anything, should be a shadow move, but I can't picture him powerbombing anyone. He's not got that build, but Chaos has the build to powerbomb people, so that's probably why we gave him that finishing maneuver and titled it that. And he uses those big arms of his to grab around you and give you a powerbomb. Hang on a minute, is Mario going to win by a pinfall here? Is this not the start of the unpinnable time? Oh no, 2 leg drop and Chaos is still kicking out. Maybe this is what inspired us. Because he simply won last time because he was supposed to win. Not because he was unpinnable, but this is when he was supposed to lose. So, is he going to kick out of this? Is he? Yes, he is. He's kicking out of everything. See what I mean, folks? You can have moments like this on this game, which is Day of Reckoning 2 for the GameCube I'm using. Because everyone keeps asking me that fucking question. What game is this? What system? What? And I keep having to say Day of Reckoning 2 for the GameCube. Go play it. It's freaking awesome. Some people don't like the stamina system, but I think it helps with pacing of matches and helps with the suspense and everything, and makes you use your brain rather than being a fucking idiot and running around doing stupid spammy moves all the time. So it kind of helps with how the whole match goes and doesn't ruin the fun. And it only ruins it if you act like an idiot. Enough said. And you can have some amazing matches like this, the one you're watching right here with Chaos and Mario, if you are watching it, or if you're just listening to us. But, you can have some amazing kick-out moments, and the characters will keep kicking out. And you can say, wow, that was an incredible match. I mean, some people say that having a lot of kick-outs in a match aren't very good. But to hell with those people, I think. No, I'm not going to say that. No, that's being too harsh. Everyone likes what they wanted. But yeah, it does add the air of suspense, is this finally it? Especially in this environment of a video game, usually you do, I think you mentioned, you just do a few finishing moves and then it's over. But this makes it definitely more exciting. Oh, there you go. Chaos still kicked out. Yeah, he's still kicked out of a leg drop. This is a Hogan leg drop he's continually kicking out of. We didn't actually have a finishing move name for Mario's leg drop at the time, but now we've called it the plumber's log as a joke to the cartoon, being because he always used to open the cartoon segment with taking a mick out of Star Trek or whatever when they say Captain's log or whatever, but now they're saying Mario was saying plumber's log, stardate whatever. Well, I didn't say stardate, but you know what I mean. So we're calling it the plumber's log. We didn't call that back then. We've only just started calling it that, I think. It's become a new name for it, which is kind of cool. So yeah, there we go. He's dropping his whole log of his leg on your face. I'm starting to think Mario is going to get a pinfall victory here. I keep making Mario go for pinfalls. But now we were doing the other one, the one-up punches, which actually have a name. And the big kick at the end, which is Hogan's finishing move all around. See, he really is the Hogan of the ASF, folks. And Chaos is still kicking out. Please say this is when the unpinnable stuff starts, because this would be an amazing start to it. It would be. It's like, this is proof that Chaos can kick out of frickin' everything, because he is. And now Mario's out of stamina, because he's been doing too much. Because I've been trying to win, and yeah, there we go. Well, I guess we didn't have the persona at this point, but this match may well have inspired us to give him that. Because like I said, at Summer Strike he had to defaultly win, so he was going to win either way, so we didn't know if he was going to be unpinnable. But this may well have been the match here at this draft to inspire us to make him unpinnable, because that was just incredible. It was like, how the hell is he kicking out of all this shit? I'll tell you how, he is. Yeah, so that's why. He's just putting his shoulder up, because this is all fake. Oh, you had to go and say it, didn't you? Yeah. But here's Mario's well-deserved victory, getting Bomberman and Wario over to Smashdown. That was a really good match to watch, even for us, just then. Yeah, you're right, this game has its moments. Like you said, it doesn't work for everyone, but specifically for this game, when someone kicks out of a finishing move after taking many of them, it's like, wow, the video game is still doing this and not abiding by the rules, so to speak, that you've given someone a finishing move, and so the match should be over now. So yeah, that's good on that front, I think. There's tough old Warrior. Sadly, we won't see him, and the next time we do, he'll be losing the Hardcore Championship. Oh dear. Or does he, actually? Does he come back and actually win? Because I'm thinking he loses it at Survivor Series. Let me check. Oh no, Nightmare does win the Hardcore title off him and No Mercy. And then we have Survivor Series afterwards. Checking my records here. Yeah, it's a handicap match, but Nightmare evens the odds with the Cyrus robot. But yeah, that's all to come still. So yeah. So here's the main event. We just said what would be a match that everyone would want to see, mano on mano, for the last two draft picks to make that memorable occasion. And you said, well, Metal Sonic's got that Undertaker persona, and he'd be good to win, and then make him go over Astroth, which is the YouTube champion at the time. So I'm like, yeah, put Astroth in there, because Smashdown would want that last draft pick, and who would they want? Who else would they want in there but Astroth? So yeah. So it made a good last main event, and of course Metal Sonic picks up the other unbelievable victory here against the champion, which because I wanted Metal's momentum to carry off of the Hell in a Cell, because it wasn't doing that as necessary. Because of course he had the embarrassing disqualification loss at Summer Strike, so I said, let's make it up to him. Let's make it up to his character after the Hell in a Cell with Bad Blood, and make him beat the best person on SmackDown in terms of on the show, and that is obviously going to be the YouTube champion, which is Astros. So that's why this match took place, pretty much. It was a final bang, and everyone was going to be thinking, oh no, Astros going to win, and SmackDown's going to get another 2 draft picks. But no. And the screens for the draft just shows you how small the roster was at the time. I mean, obviously it's got a little bit bigger since then with a few more newer additions. But yeah, it's still pretty small. Like I said, in order to get new people in, I have to kick some people out, and the Games Guru and Spider-Man have gone. They've been replaced by a few others. I don't know who else I've deleted, but no, they've been replaced by 2 other people. So yeah, we were much better for the show. Well, one of them is anyway. We only brought one of them in for a storyline. We brought 2 of them in for a storyline, but luckily I've been able to work my way around that. Because we've lost 2 in Game 3, I think, in all. That was a bit of an odd move there. Astroff was falling down after those punches, and suddenly Metasonic just picks him back up for an Irish whip. That did look a bit weird, that series of moves right there. Ugh. I am absolutely bushed. Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm getting a bit tired myself. I'm just going to talk like this. That'll knock me out some more probably though. This is one of the first big shows. Well, it's not necessarily a big show, but it's an important show nonetheless. So I guess that does qualify as a big show. That's why we're doing it here. Because I actually had a lot of feedback for this show at the time from the comments. Yep. So I had an amazing amount of feedback, from some people on this show compared to previous shows that I've done, which did make me feel really good that I've made a good show for people finally after all this time, because this is when people really started talking on the comments and stuff. And hell, this was before the ASF forum began. I'm not sure when that began actually. I think it did actually begin just after Survivor Series, if I'm not mistaken, because we were having Armageddon sponsored by the ASF forum. Go check it out and all that crap. So yeah, so I think that's when the forum came around. So this was pre-forum footage, just like Unforgiven and No Mercy and Survivor Series will be. But that's when the fan base really started picking up, and we started getting a lot of people. So I said, well, let's give them a forum for space to talk about the show, and that's what I originally intended it for. I've already mentioned this before, but hey, it's worth mentioning again, because that's what I want people to use it for, is to talk about the show, because people are now talking about the show more on YouTube, on the comments. Well, it is nice to get comments on YouTube, but it's also nice to have just a place to talk about stuff that isn't about what's on the video. So I thought, I'll give them that avenue of ability to communicate, and I can look at it and whatever and make my judgment calls about what to do next. But it didn't turn out that way. But there you go. Not everything is how you work out. As plans will go awry, as they say. But hey, I don't hate anyone for not using the forum in that fashion, because now I'm just using it as a platform to, like I say, just promote other stuff. So it's turned out to be a useful tool to have at the end of the day. It's better to have it and better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And that's the case with the forum, I suppose. It was just there waiting for me to use as and I will leave a link in the description. I'm going to remember this time to leave it in. Even though it's probably going to be about a few days before I upload it, but I will make a point to remember to put a link in the description to the forum about the One Night Only show, because it needs to get voted on. You've only got one week. 1 week, folks. Voting closes on New Year's Day, so there. We'll be promoting this again, no doubt, Unforgiven, but hey. I would say, be a part of the show. If you want to get into the show, be a part of it as much as possible, because that's what I want people to be a part of. Because otherwise I'm only doing this because I'm doing it, and it doesn't really change that fact. So, yeah. Well, the show is going to be coming to a close. Astro's kicking a bit of butt here for Smashdown on Metal Sonic here. But yeah, I'm going to thank everyone for watching this. Most likely at Christmas, or you might be watching it afterwards. And if you have, then I wish everyone a happy Christmas, and I hope you got what you wanted out of all the gifts that you got, if you did get any. And if you didn't, then I guess you got this as a gift. You got a few surprises here and a nice in-depth look at what I can do. Yeah, too right. And what my brain works like. But yeah, yeah, thanks all so much for watching whenever you are watching this. And if you are watching it on Christmas, or even if you're watching it afterwards, I'll just say Happy Christmas. Might as well. Hey. Yeah, same for me. Happy Christmas, everyone. There's the end of the match. He can rest in peace. That is it then. That is all we've got time for, because the ending of the video has come. But we will be back next weekend, definitely, for sure. Yeah, I am going to post this on Thursday. Yeah, so just when I first get up or whatever. So it will be there throughout the entire Christmas day. But yeah, I'm gonna post it up on. We will be back on next weekend, the next Sunday, to do Unforgiven, and that will when we'll be back doing that gig with a whole new outlook on the show and new stuff to tune in for. And here's Mario and Sonic being drafted over. So we will leave it at that. I'll say goodbye. Thanks again for watching. And Eggman, you can say goodbye. Yep. Love doing this show, always. And looking forward to talking about the aftermath of the draft on future shows to come, because that's what we're going to be doing. So yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, okay then, goodbye. We'll leave it at that, I think. Let's do it.